Okay, so we're making our painting now. This is great. This is so much fun. So now we're just going to paint just a happy little human paladin over here, and just give him a silly little copper ore, and that really completes this beautiful vista of Ironforge in this beautiful work of FrazlCast.
Welcome to FrazlCast, a podcast by a Blizzard fan gnome about World of Warcraft and geeky stuff. Each week, we are recording live from a tavern. I just did my intro. I thought I was doing so well. Welcome to 2018. If you're listening live, it is still 2017. This sounds like Doctor Who. This is episode 35, titled Baby Gnome New Year. Each week, we are joined by awesome people from around Azeroth and beyond. This week, we are joined by returning guest, Zephirah.
Hi.
Hey, Zephirah. Great to have you on.
Nice to be here.
And we are joined with our lovely, awesome, spectacular, wonderful, marvelous. She's my mom on the Twitter family tree, so I gotta butter her up. Lady Emma.
Thank you, but don't forget, you're also my son as well.
Well,
you're my son, but you're also my father. Is it father-in-law?
I think so.
I have to look at the trees again. There's 3 different trees that I have so far.
I know.
And it's just like, okay, so my mother-in-law is now my wife, who's now my mother.
Yeah, it really does feel like Doctor Who with all this stuff.
Yeah, we really do need a family reunion so we can kind of figure out how we fit all together. And if you guys are wondering what we're talking about, there's this little website thing that gives it permission to look at your Twitter and calculate who your actual Twitter family is. So who your parents are, who your spouse are, and who your 2 kids are.
Yeah.
So it's real interesting, but you do have to be careful, as when you give this app permission, sometimes I've had this with a different app. It goes in and constantly does it. It's like a spyware, so you have to remove the permission eventually.
Yeah, or like if that site goes away, somebody could pick up that site and then start doing stuff with it. Always be careful with apps.
Well, you have to be careful with anything.
Yeah.
We've always done that.
Absolutely. And speaking of being careful, we have a correction from FrazlCast episode 34. We had discussed chocolate and the white stuff on chocolate. Well, I was told by an anonymous scientist who listens to the show. Thank you, scientists, for listening to the show, and yay, science. We got the information wrong on the last episode regarding the chocolate. When left in a situation where temperature changes, the fat will separate, and the white is the fat separated out. It's still okay to eat. It's common because people put hot, melty candy.
But the thing is, it tastes gross, so you don't want to eat it. I've had it when it separates.
Yeah.
And if you do leave it a little too long, it tastes off. I'm not joking, it tastes off.
Yeah. I was saying that FrazlCast has now saved thousands of pounds of candy from getting tossed out. But yeah, you're right. It does taste off. So
it does.
But hooray, science. It's okay to be smart.
Absolutely. And it's more knowledge that it's not going to kill you, just won't taste good. But, I wonder if you put it with something, it might actually taste pretty good. So everyone, go raid your freezers now. Candy is perfect to eat while listening.
If you have really bad tasting chocolate, like cheap chocolate, what you do is you deep fry it. Put it in like a batter, like a pancake batter or whatever, and then deep fry it. Ooh. And then while it's hot and gooey, it actually is good. My boyfriend's sister, she usually does a deep fry New Year's party, because everyone's going on the New Year's resolution where they don't eat all this bad food, so you do it all on New Year's Eve. So they pull out the deep fryer and they just anything you can deep fry goes in there. And they had a box of really bad tasting chocolate. So we deep fried it and it was actually quite good.
I heard the deep frying part, but then the other part just surprised me. You're going on a diet to not eat candy, to lose weight for the first, but then you're going to
after New Year. So first day, January 1st, is when all the new diets start, going to the gym, being healthy, all that. On the last day of the year is when you eat all the junk food.
Before or after you do the diet?
Before the diet.
Okay, so you create a baseline.
Yeah. Last day of the year, do what you want. Eat what you want, even if it's deep fried. I've had deep fried pickles and
deep
Oreos.
Fried pickles are really good.
Yeah.
So last day of the year, eat what you want. First of the year, start anew.
Okay.
Yep.
When this episode goes out, it'll be after the new year. So next year, everybody, just keep a note on your calendar for next year. FrazlCast, starting bad habits in people. But then we're there with you at the gym while you are working off all that stuff. So we are there with you through it all. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. Our past week in WoW, or anywhere. We're going to start with our returning guest, Zephirah. How has your week been?
Fantastic. Ran with my raid team, River Chicken Coalition in CTR, and that was fun. We did old Legion raids this past week, so that was fun. Did all the old raids. No new mounts, not surprising. But yay for Hearthstone. Got some new shiny cards.
Ooh, don't tip me. Don't tip me. I've sworn off Hearthstone, but don't tempt me.
I mean, I kind of feel like this. I play the game for free, and I always have. Blizz has put in things to get or have choices. So you don't necessarily need to spend money in Hearthstone. I've seen people play that game and do very well without spending a dime since it's come out. So that's a thing.
And you're right. I end up wanting like the fancy card back, so I'll buy it, and then that's never a good thing.
Yeah, I try not to buy things in game because it's like a drug. You do it once, and you're like, it's only once. It's only once. I can do it. And then you do it again. It's like, it's only twice. I'm fine.
Right. But at the same time, it's like the card backs are really cool. Like that art design is awesome. And I'm not knocking Blizzard at all for any of that, but I'd rather earn them via quests, achievements, whatever the case is. Like I'm the same way in WoW. Like I would rather earn the gold, spend the gold on the pet, or turn that into Blizzard bucks for the website, pay for things that way. So I've always been that way. Like I was waiting for them to introduce, the coin that you can buy off the auction house, which it crashed a little bit this last week or so due to the sales and stuff.
Just like Bitcoin.
Not as bad as Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I still trust the Blizzard coin. Now on the Bitcoin, never did.
I'm with you on that. I have Ethereum coin that I got for free from some place, but it's locked away safely until somebody hacks into my wallet for that cryptocurrency. No, I'm not inviting anybody to hack into my wallet.
No, you're just inviting people to grab your wallet from your pants.
Yeah, please, guys, don't do any fraud things. Like I used to work for a bank. That's not fun for the person that gets frauded and the bank. So please don't do that.
Yeah.
Which we've already went over this, I think, last show about fraud, scammers, and how we do not promote them, and be safe. Just be safe, everyone.
I mean, and from working for a bank, I've seen how bad that can mess people up. It's just bad. They don't have money for food, or they can't, take their kids wherever, and that's where the bad thing is. So people don't think how much that really affects the greater, that ripple effect of everything.
No.
There was a cool app I saw called HQ Trivia, and it's like a daily trivia show twice a day, and you can win money off of it. Well, guess what somebody's done? They have screen scraped it. They have a robot that's watching. Whenever they bring up the trivia, the robot's immediately watching it and then immediately picking the right answer. Okay, so you're taking the fun out of this game, and you're potentially taking money from people that might need that little bit of extra cash from the game.
Well, there was also an app on iTunes that was worth $100. All the app does is nothing. It was a complete scam to see how many people would buy an app for $100. Even in the description of the app is just an app to pay $100 for.
Is that the I'm Rich app?
I think so, yes.
Oh.
That was the app.
Yeah.
And this guy made a lot of money with it.
Man. Well, because I thought you were talking about the Cuphead supposedly had released this week on iOS. Apparently it was a fake app using stolen resources from the game. I don't know all the details on it, but the app itself was not official. But people bought this Cuphead thinking it was real.
Wow.
But yeah. So, Lady Emma, how's your week been?
All right. Let's see. I haven't worked since the last time I've been on the show.
Nice.
Yay! I've been doing some housework. I finally cleaned my bedroom. It's been a long process because when I clean and actually clean something, it takes me a very long time because I'm very OCD. Everything has to be done. So if I don't start cleaning it as soon as I get up, there's not enough time in the day. And I think me and my boyfriend started cleaning it at 8 o'clock in the morning. Got everything cleaned. I think we finished around 6 p.m. And this is including washing the carpet.
Wow.
Well, my cat got sick.
Oh.
And this cat, he's my 17-pound cat. Jinx, everyone knows about him. He doesn't make small little mess. It's about a foot long and about maybe 4 inches wide of a mess on the carpet.
Wow.
Then he moves over about maybe a foot and makes another mess. Carpet that I just washed.
He wasn't going to make a mess where he just did it. I mean, there's no room to make a mess again.
Exactly. But my bed is mucus-free from my other cat.
That's good.
Yeah, and she's on permanent antibiotics. My phone will go off in about half an hour because I do have to give for that. We finally built the bed frame that I've had since April. So almost had this bed frame for a year and it's been in the garage. Yay! Getting room up together. I did watch Stay Home Christmas by myself. Actually, Christmas by myself wasn't really. I had my typical breakfast, my family tradition breakfast, which is a bagel, cream cheese, smoked salmon with champagne. So I had that for breakfast. Then I went out for brunch with my boyfriend's grandmother. We went to dim sum. And then my boyfriend left me to go to his aunt's place so he can eat some beef. And I stayed home, basically working on my blue puzzle, my infant's blue puzzle, and watching Doctor Who and recapping on what's happened up to the Christmas special.
Ooh.
And I can't wait until it's no longer considered a spoiler because I totally want to talk about it. So yeah, I spent my Christmas night by myself, drinking and watching Doctor Who.
That sounds like your Christmas song.
No, but I got a whole bunch of text messages from people like, so what are you up to? Who did you go to? Your boyfriend's family, or did you go to your mom's? And I'm like, I stayed home and watched TV. And they're like, by yourself? And I'm like, yeah. That's horrible. You should be with family. This is so depressing. And I'm like, no. Oh, that's my Christmas. This is a Christmas to me. Bah humbug.
You had 7 Christmases with the same people, so I mean, it makes sense.
Well, no, I could have. This year I only picked one, and that was the Christmas Eve.
Yeah, and then you said for Christmas that you're not going to redo it. Yeah.
Yeah, and Boxing Day I wasn't going to do it, and I wasn't going to do the brunch and all these other things. But we are doing his dad's Christmas on Friday, so tomorrow.
Nice.
So that's the other side of the family that we haven't done yet. Now, World of Warcraft, I was doing the time walking stuff, finally. And then just before the show started, my subscription.
That darn subscription.
I know, it's too expensive and it goes too quickly.
Isn't that life?
I know. I've been meaning to play Pokemon. There was actually a guy who I follow on Twitter. He was doing trades with Pokemon. Basically, what he does every once in a while is he will either get you to retweet stuff and you win Pokemon. And I won a box of 30 Pokemon and I just don't know what I want yet. And then this time is you put it into the trading system and he will trade with you.
Oh,
and
nice.
Of course, there's so many people who are doing this and you get to tell him which one you want. He shows you about 12 different ones and you just say you want that one. So mine was a Ditto because I wanted a breeding Ditto. So this one has like perfect stats. Everything about this Ditto is perfect. And it comes with the Destiny Knot, which is what you need for breeding. That was awesome that he did this. Now I have a breeding Ditto.
Nice.
And he usually gives them the Pokevirus, and he tries to give you a shiny as well.
You want your Pokemon to be sick?
Yes. Because what this Pokevirus does is it will give it to other Pokemon, and it only lasts 24 hours unless you put it in the Pokebox. So basically you have it to let your other ones catch it, and then you throw it in the box, so it stays.
Gotta catch them all. Poke disease.
Oh, and what it does is it ups the stats of your Pokemon. So while you're leveling and all that, it gives it better stats. So this Pokevirus is actually good.
I wish all of our codes were like that. Like, achoo! Oh, yay! I have more endurance today!
Yeah. All right. So his Twitter handle is at Mega Lucario. So Mega Lucario. So the X is added. And he, follow him if you want to do Pokemon giveaways. Sometimes he'll even do giveaways for the actual games, digital copies. So he's a great person to follow. So I got a few Pokemon from him, but mostly I think I've been kind of lazy. I don't think I've done much. Oh, and I've been playing Heroes of Storm because Heroes of Storm give you a spray paint thing, a portrait, and I'm on another thing right now. I think it's a banner. I'm on the banner right now.
Is there anything for WoW, or is it just Heroes?
Playing Heroes of Storm so far is just for Heroes.
Okay.
And I know you can probably get a holiday mount in Heroes. I have to look this up because I thought it was just do 2 games and you get everything. No, you have to do 2 games, then 5 games, and then 8 games.
I tried that, and then I got the WoW stuff in Heroes, and I was done. Mm-hmm. I tried that for a few weeks.
Basically, I just play against the computers because this one, it doesn't matter if it's win or lose. As long as you play a game, you get the credit for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, I did go on World of Warcraft to open my presents. Like we mentioned before, you have to go on Alliance and Horde to get both presents.
And did you get your Gently Shaken gift? Because it was not working on the 25th, but they fixed it on the 26th.
I had to go on an alt because it didn't work on my main.
Yeah, and then I think after reset on the 26th is when they fixed it.
Yeah, I just went on an alt and just opened another present.
Me too.
I was sad that you couldn't collect the presents and then just open them up. So next year's type gifts, when it is in thing, you would get all the gifts early. So they've hot fixed that. Oh, and what it is for Heroes of Storm is play 2 games, play 5 games, play 8 games, and then win 5 games. So the last one you have to win.
And just do that against AI.
Basically. Complete all 3 Snowball Brawls to earn chest loot between the 19th to the 26th. Well, and then the Winter Veil loot chest until January 9th.
Okay,
so
nice.
Probably, I don't know. I don't know if you guys want to do it now. Hopefully it's still up by the time you guys hear this.
Yes, nice.
But yeah, I think that's about all my week has been.
Kind of sounds similar to mine because I ran ICC at Warcraft Cares. Again, great charity. It's for the American Society, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and it's a charity that Warcraft Cares runs every year, where you run ICC solo or with a group, however you want to do it. I think the Worgen's Howl ran a group howl. I wasn't able to go to it last night, but then they all cleared ICC. And if you can, what they encourage you to do is donate based off your time. Like my final time was 33:28:37, so I donated $33.28. I died to an elevator boss once, and I forgot to put on 25-person heroic for Invisible's Reigns. So I know it's like I was like I can go in and try to get invincible. Oh, well, at least I did it for charity.
Yay, Invisible. I didn't get him either. I asked the Lich King very nicely, but he didn't give him to me. So
the Lich King's still not nice. I don't like him. And, I was thinking...
He likes me. He likes my warrior. My warrior's gone Precious Ribbon 4 times, and it's gone the Lich King mount once.
Your RNG is just amazing.
Not anymore. This was before all this.
Okay.
I was running a dungeon with Deceiver last Thursday. I think it was last Thursday. And all the pet drops, he won. And I was rolling 1s and 2s.
Well, and that was the one where I was on my rogue, and all the plate drops were dropping. It's like, yeah. Of course, it would be when I had to go on my horde rogue, and all the warrior stuff and paladin stuff would be dropping. I don't play paladins much. I may in the future, but all the warrior stuff was not dropping.
Yep. Nope. I was having worse luck.
When my nephew got a Switch So that was I wanted to see what a Switch was like in person. I had the old man moment. I'm setting this up, and it's just so complicated. It's like, first you got to charge it, then you got to log in the account to something. But no, it's not your sign-in ID. No, it's not your Nintendo Network ID. He has a Nintendo Network ID on the on his Wii U, but no, that won't work on his Switch. Yeah, because if it's saying his ID was under a certain age, it was like, nope. His mom had to make a Nintendo Network ID, and then she had to make a sub-child account. So now he has 3 accounts: one on his cousin's Wii U, one on his Wii U and 3DS, and one on his Switch. It's like, Nintendo, you make it so complicated. I'm sorry, rage and rant.
No, it is. It is actually really frustrating. Because I think I have about 3 or 4 logins to Nintendo, and I don't know why it can't all work together in a fun, happy family way.
Technically, it should, based off the website. And if you're not old enough, then it has to go under your parents. That's the way I think it should go. But that's just me, though.
I think you should be able to log in as long as you have permission from your parents, and your parents put those parental guardian sensor levels on there.
Well, and the real kicker...
That's what they used to do on the old day.
When he set up the Wii U account, she had to put in a credit card to prove that she was old enough. So the account already has a credit card on it. So that account was verified by an adult, but yet the Switch would not accept it. It would only accept an account under another Nintendo Network ID. So it's just like Nintendo, Blizzard has this, Sony has this, Xbox has this, Steam has this. Why can't you get this right, Nintendo?
Talking about Steam, I think my boyfriend spent over $100 on Steam games for me for this Christmas.
Nice.
So that is what I've been doing this week, which I totally forgot. I've been playing Steam games and trying to deal with all the achievements of those games.
And Steam has done an amazing job with their achievements. I've got a Steam account, and it's like, it's pretty cool how they've brought it all together. Like, you get trading cards. I mean, they really have an amazing system down.
They do. One of the games that we're playing that is a lot of fun is Human Fall Flat. So originally your character just starts off as like this white little dummy, and they're very limp and moving, so you can fall off edges, so be careful. But you can, eventually we found out you can customize them. So mine's a princess.
Oh, cool. That game sounds very interesting.
You basically have to control this guy. Like, you have to lift up their arms and trying to push yourself up to get around and lift up stuff. And you can play with, like, complete strangers, trying to complete a task to get them through. I think the 3rd stage is where we're...
Nice. I've tried buying some Steam games. I ended up only playing WoW. Yeah. The reason I had mentioned the Switch is, if you think I die a lot, you haven't seen my nephew play Zelda Breath of the Wild.
That game's hard, apparently.
Oh, it is.
My best friend has it, and she says it's almost impossible because you can do whatever you want. And you go out there, and if you don't know how to fight, or if you don't have strong enough armor, you are going to die.
Yeah.
But there's enough stuff for you to do that you'll be fine.
I was tempted for a second to go to a GameStop or something to pick up a Switch. Watching this game, the Zelda was like, just the what he's able to do is like, wow, it was pretty cool. And like the cold areas that you have to have special armor for. So I mean, that was pretty cool. But yeah, if you think that I die a lot, you haven't seen him play Zelda. And then on to the Christmas stuff. I got my Wintervale toys in WoW. I had to go on the alt for the one toy. I got lots of clothes, which I love. And if you can guess what game some of my clothes are themed after.
World of Warcraft?
Ding, 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 ding.
Yay! What do I win?
You win love and friendship.
Aww. Now, just don't give that away to anyone, because some people might use it.
crew. This PSA has been brought to you by FrazlCast. And I also got Wild Trivial Pursuit, so I can finally...
Yay!
I haven't...
Let me be part of it?
Oh, absolutely. And I may still have you run the game board because you've done it enough, but I can help read off questions so that way you can...
what I can do is have all the stuff in front of me, and all I need you to do is just read my question.
It sounds good. I got 5 WoW plushies. I put them on my wish list thinking I'll maybe possibly get one. I got 5 WoW plushies.
Which one?
The Elec, the Raptor, Shadowfang, Pirate Pepe. The last one is escaping me.
I really want the Elec. Apparently, the Elec squeaks just like in game, and I need it to go with my Murloc slippers so I can just annoy the crap out of my boyfriend early in the morning.
Oh, it squeaks.
And sorry.
It is so cool. And I got a Murloc hat too, so it goes over my head.
Yay! There's Murloc hats? Or is that from ThinkGeek?
It's one it might be from ThinkGeek. I don't have it with me, but I might wear it on the next show. It's really cool though. Oh, and I got a new mic coming, the Hi-O PR40, so I'm excited.
Yay!
And spent a lot of time with family as well as working on podcasts and editing them. Oh, one of the really cool things is in Columbus, this was the second year of an annual Chinese Lantern Festival, and they had a field, and as you walked around, there were all these Chinese lantern displays. It's like cloth, lights. It was amazing. And some of these were. One of them is almost as big as a 1-story house. I mean, they were amazing. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I did not get my Tyrios charger. So I got to email Blizzard for a refund. I'm actually glad that it happened this way because that way it makes it more exclusive for the ones who got it. But it was, again, I had to try for the Tyrios charger. It was one of those, it was there. I was willing to try it, but I didn't get it. But somebody that surprised all of us on Christmas Eve, did any of you watch Jeff Kaplan sitting in front of a fireplace?
I saw some GIFs that people put on Twitter, but I don't even know who he is.
That was amazing. And then the boom mic.
Yeah, the one I saw with the boom mic. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's the Overwatch, right? Yeah. Lead.
Yeah, Overwatch game director. I think he's also the executive director of Blizzard, or CEO of Blizzard. So he's part of Overwatch, but he's also one of the heads of Blizzard.
Yeah.
But I mean, that thing was amazing. 10 hours, talked with a few people, and I saw some Twitch clips. It was looped and pre-recorded, but Blizzard, I have to say, amazing job even on the splicing. I saw the splicing clips, very good attention to detail, very good at changing it enough to make it look like it was live, like adding different scenes. So the whole way along, Blizzard, amazing job, Blizzard. Like at one point, the boom mic fell. The famous lines was, he eats his cookies with salt, just the way he likes to play Overwatch. I loved it.
Salt.
Yeah. So Jeff Kaplan, I have to say that was, I think, one of my favorite things I saw this Christmas. Follow up on 7.3.5. There are new weapon appearances for Transmog from 7.3.5 low-level quest rewards. A lot of the Wowhead comments were saying like, oh, well, that looks really outdated. No, what's cool about these is, according to the Wowhead, many of these quest appearances of these questing on weapons are brand new or resemble weapons lost in the Cataclysm quest revamp. So we are getting some of the things back.
Are you talking about the last anniversary world boss?
No. In a 7.3.5 in the low level quests, they're adding weapons, and some of the appearances of the weapons, some of them are brand new, and some resemble weapons lost in the Cataclysm quest revamp. So things that we lost when Cataclysm came out, we're going to get back similar things.
Yay!
Definitely appreciate that.
When the new expansion Catacombs came out, there was some issues with the quest rolling out, the daily quest. So Blizz was like, whoops, let's fix that. And they gave everybody a free card pack, which was quite nice. I know I played a few games after that, and man, was rolling in the gold for a few days. So I even went far down the rabbit hole of not paying for anything in Hearthstone again. But again, like, let me nail this coffin into the nail in the coffin some more. You do not have to pay for Hearthstone. You really don't. It is a game that you can play for free constantly, and it's fun. Like, I've enjoyed playing the mage and starting to get into rogues in there. So that's, tempo rogues are fun. Tempo priests are fun. It's if you can get into it, that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. It's a game that I don't understand some of the strategy of it. So it's not a game that I like to play, but it's an amazing game. And yeah, except for, I think, some of the pre-order card packs, you can get most of the other stuff for free. I mean, and Blizzard seems to be pretty generous at giving out stuff in Hearthstone.
Well, most of their games, they're pretty good at giving things out.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is where Hearthstone shines, really, because if you do the daily quest every day, I think Pat Crane said he got like some sort of obscene number of cards just by doing that daily over the last year. So it's been like, I think he said like 50 something, if not more.
Nice.
Wow.
And all it takes is just a little bit of gameplay. See, I mean, that's why Blizzard's not going to add loot boxes to WoW. There's the Taliesin Eventail video. And by the way, Taliesin Eventail, awesome group. And we just saw Nerd Slayer, if it's the same Nerd Slayer from YouTube, was just in the Twitch chat. But I mean, I enjoy Nerd Slayer's Death of a Game series. That was a tangent, but yeah, Taliesin Eventail talked with a WoW developer at BlizzCon, and they said that they're happy with the WoW reward system. But if Blizzard were to add loot boxes, even with how much I hate loot boxes, I might be okay with it in WoW. But I might just be biased. I admit it. But
Well,
nice.
Admitting it is half of the battle.
Absolutely. And like I said, I'm not buying anything for Hearthstone unless there's a WoW shiny. I'm not buying anything from Hearthstone.
I mean, well, Overwatch and Hearthstone, the loot boxes work. I don't think it would fit as well in Warcraft. I mean, what if we would get loot boxes? What would that entail? It might just be like, oh, you get this shiny, but not as shiny as something in Overwatch. So that a lot of players would feel gypped by that, and it's like, ooh.
It's the same reason that I don't like the ESO loot boxes. I mean, or the crown crates, because I feel like a game that's about collecting cosmetics in game with the occasional cash stuff items, the occasional TCG stuff. WoW's mainly about collecting things in game, and I think it would not work as well if you had a recurring collectible system.
No.
Yeah. And plus, you know what? We have so much content. Like, I don't understand why people say, oh, I'm bored with the game. Like, I don't. Because there's always something to do. It just doesn't mean that there's stuff that you want to do. But there is so much that you can go in there and get. Like, I've made, over the last expansion, gold cap. Just on collecting, like, I mean, I don't have it because I've been buying pets and whatever. Like, I'm a collector. Like, that's what I do. Last month, I've hit my 600th pet. Most of those pets are of rare quality.
Nice.
So, of course, you're going to run into some gold doing that. And, of course, you want the latest shiny. And sometimes I don't have time to run that stuff. So, like, I don't want to run through Karazhan once a week just to get all the pets or ICC or what have you. I mean, mind you, I have all those pets from those dungeons, but not all the mounts. And it's like, I'm working on it. And WoW is one of those where you can pick and choose what you want to do. So that's kind of nice. Yeah,
well, and certain things you won't be able to get, like, I probably won't get the shiny bird that they're having for this expansion. But that's fine. There's plenty of other things I can get. And once
Frazley, I think you will get the shiny bird expansion, only because if it was anything like Friendship Moose, and this is supposed to be Friendship Bird, there's a good chance that you will get
Nice. And I got Friendship Moose a week before Legion launched. And Zephirah, one thing I like about what you said is in game, there's a lot of stuff to do, and out of game too. I mean, part of what takes up my time is working on this show, working on some different things. So I'm producing content outside of WoW for WoW. I mean, and that's why I think if a lot more people were, if they were bored in game, would start doing something creative like art. Twitter has so many amazing artists out there, and they started from ground zero of their art skill. I think if people were to try doing something creative, it may actually build up their enjoyment of the game even more too.
Yeah, and something I do, or at least me personally, because I don't have the hand-eye coordination for drawing and on an extended level, is I do coloring books. I mean, you should see, like, I have this little patch or actually on my door for my room. Like, I've posted pictures of these before, but I'll post it in your Discord. It's most of the front of my door is of things that I've colored.
Nice.
I got gel pens and all that. So it's, it's fun.
Did you ever do those felt boards? They were like felt poster boards, and they had designs, and you could color those in.
I know of them. I couldn't do it because of my OCD. I need everything to be perfect.
I'm working. I think I'm a little bit too shaky for that at the moment, but I'm just, I just got new pens, so I'm trying to see how they work on regular paper before I go into and commit my time to something to that. But I'm working on it.
Nice. And did you get the CTR coloring book?
Oh, I want
Actually,
that.
my brother won that.
Nice.
Oh, congrats!
So from the stream, yeah. So he's really excited, and I got him a whole thing of crayons and markers and color pencils and all that for Christmas. And I even got him my sister got him the smelly one colored pencils for Christmas too.
Nice.
So he's real happy. He was excited. Like, I'm like, I will let you have this gift early and know that this is from the guild. So he was like, and then everybody's Twitter handle is on that and created the art for the coloring book, and he went through Twitter one day and just thanked them all. So, and he was real excited to see Scott Johnson's stuff. So it was like, oh, Scott.
Nice.
He just like nerded out. It was like the best thing ever.
That's awesome. One avenue that also WoW is really cool about is the add-ons that people can make. So we have some different add-on developers in CTR, and kind of like in a add-on spotlight of things I found. Lokrin, LSCRYN, has made 2 fun add-ons. Illidan the Hedgehog, a silly, frivolous, just-for-fun add-on written for the easily amused, replaces most instances of Illidan Stormrage with Illidan the Hedgehog, including quest text, nameplates, and player chat. I love this. I mean, experimenting with add-ons and stuff like that, and coding, and then using that to try out, to create add-ons for something, but it also builds up their coding skills. Like, that's awesome. And the other one is Chromie Time. Does it ever seem like Chromie says time every other word? And now she can, literally. Another silly, frivolous, just-for-fun add-on written for the easily amused and or those prone to forgetting that Chromie is a bronze dragon.
Actually, Chromie in her gnome form is a female. Chromie in her dragon form is a male. So there you go. FYI, a little tidbit fact lore if you didn't know that.
Though she's been in her gnome form enough that I think she identifies as a gnome. I mean, I know she's a dragon, but I still count her as a gnome.
Oh, yeah. Me personally, Zeph was a gnome at one point. I'm thinking about switching her back.
Yay!
Yeah, well, I went from Horde to Alliance, back to Horde, back to Alliance, to Horde to Alliance. Yeah, it's been like 6 times. But whatever. But she does have a big RP story. And a lot of that hinges off of what Chromie has done in the game. So, yeah, she shape shifts and all that stuff. So, yeah, I had to go for that lore thing there.
That's Moose Gamer says that they appreciated the lore. And yeah, I used to play Horde, so I've gone between Horde and Alliance. And both of these add-ons are available on CurseForge. and two other add-ons that I heard about, actually three technically. I heard about the Owen Wilson WoW crit sounds. Pat Crane was talking about that on CTR. Like whenever you crit, it would go wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I installed that today. I must not be critting, or the add-on must not be working for me because I didn't hear Owen Wilson going wow, or my sound wasn't up high enough. But it could be that I wasn't critting. And then Leisha on Rating with Leisha was talking about how she has her crit sounds as Michael Jackson. So like whenever she crits, hee hee, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think there's a Mario type one somewhere in the mix too. So.
Oh, nice. I used to use DBM victory sounds. So like whenever you would win a boss fight, you would either do Final Fantasy music or Mario music and stuff like that. I turned that off because it got a little annoying. Then on their podcast, they're mentioning defense sounds, like the defense add-ons. So Leisha said that there's one for Murloc. So like defense are rah, 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 rah. I mean, different stuff. And Oro uses cartoon sounds.
So is it kind of like my slippers?
Yeah. So like whenever you have to do things for defense, it'd make like a cartoon sound effect. Oh, Zealot in Twitch just got a Switch. Saved up for it. Nice.
Congrats.
Yeah, Zealot's been on the show before. And yeah, nice. So my nephew got a Switch. Zealot got a Switch.
I don't have a. My best friend's telling me I needed a Switch, but I don't have.
I just told Zealot in chat because he has no money now. I said, you switched out money for a Switch. Very bad pun.
Bad Frazley.
Thankfully, you don't play a druid in a game because that would be unbearable.
Oh. Well, speaking of some jokes that we used to know, I don't have my shot glass with me right now, so I can't break it. We have found out that Leroy Jenkins was actually staged.
You know what? It does not surprise me.
Oh, didn't his guild say that years ago that it was staged?
Yeah, I think they did, but like, there's always been that rumor. Was it staged? And Leroy Jenkins released it. Why he did it, it was pretty cool. He released it for net neutrality and saying that because of the fact that the net's been open, he was able to. Sorry. I just got caught off guard by Das Moose Gamer. He said that the comment about ferals was catty.
Of course it was. And I play a Tauren Paladin, so I have a broad shoulders and slash move.
Nice. Slash move.
I'm just shaking my head back and forth.
I'm short on puns right now. I'm a gnome. Okay, Mythic Plus records. World first Vault of the Wardens, plus 26 clear. Icy Vein said that JDOTB and his team managed to clear Vault of the Wardens plus 26 in 29 minutes and 32 seconds. And then, not to be undone, they also then went back and did Maw of Souls plus 25 with 1 minute, 13 seconds to spare. So, and they've done plus 25 Court of Stars and plus 25 Upper Kara.
Wow.
And especially with the fact that Mythic Plus keeps going up in difficulty, I think that is incredibly impressive.
Yeah, I'm still looking for a group that can help me out.
I haven't done Mythics in months. Part of it was I'm getting my DPS up, but I don't know if my DPS is good enough for Mythics. Because I was going to do a Mythics, someone said that your DPS had to be a minimum of something. I was like, oh boy, Frazley's not there. I'm running World Quest every day and stuff like that. But yeah.
I mean, the best suggestion that I can give you, Frazley, is start to where you're comfortable. Most people are comfortable anywhere between a 3 and a 5. Just to start testing the waters and kind of see where you land. But I would also suggest Argus constantly. Get your gear up, get those shards, get 9/10s. They may proc too. So
okay, that's a good idea. I've been working a little bit on the. I've been working on the the Argus when the world quests are up in the emissaries. So I've got some of those up, and I need to work on those more. I did get my legendaries up and switched out one legendary.
At this point, honestly, if you are looking to improve, what I tell people is ignore all of the other world quests and live on Argus. Like, that is your second home.
Okay, I could do that, especially for the achievements. I'll start doing that because there's actually some good...
especially with Battle for Azeroth coming in, with pre-patch and all that. You're going to need those reputations to get into the other things. So you might as well just get it done. Like, I got Army of the Light exalted the other day. I'm close with the other one. So, by the time we get pre-patch, pre-launch, we should all be there, at least the vast majority of us in game.
Yeah, I'm exalted with most of the Legion. I'm not exalted with Argusian Reach or Army of the Legion, but you're right. I should go and do all of those world quests daily. I'm going to start working on that.
The other good thing about that is to, at least for me, is that if you are a collector and you're spending so much time, you're going to run into world quests that are pet battling things. You're going to get charms off of that. New pets, might as well. This is coming from the playing the Pokemon and WoW chick over here. I'm a little bit obsessed. I can't help it.
Oh, I
don't blame you at all. I have so many charms, I just don't know what to do with. Other than, upgrading Pokemon.
I want to get into more of the pet battles because that sounds like a fun thing. Oh, and moving on into some of the geeky stuff because we're past a lot of the WoW news. I wanted to give an update on. We talked about iOS slowing down old phones with old batteries. Apple has today apologized for the bad communication, and according to Mac Stories, Apple is reducing the price of an out of warranty iPhone battery replacement by 50. So if you have a 6 Plus or an iPhone 6 or later, you can get it for $29, and this is through December 2018. And then early in 2018, Apple is going to issue an iOS software update with new features that give users more visibility into the health of their iPhone's battery. They can see for themselves if the condition is affecting performance. It's the same way on Macs. Macs will tell you what the battery health is. So I think this is great. Apple's apologizing for bad communication, and they're saying we want to help users know where their battery's at. And I've actually been wanting that for months. Well, for years.
And honestly, I'm surprised that Apple didn't take this approach earlier.
Yeah.
Or sooner because of the functionality with Macs they've had for so long. Now, speaking from the price point, if you would call them with an out of date or out of Apple support warranty thing. I don't mind spending the money on the iPhone, but I think that price point should have also been there a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's a bad business practice, but this is also a company that is no longer being run by Steve Jobs. So I'm kind of disappointed in Apple with that. So, but as long as they're fixing it or attempting to fix it, I'm happy that there's some friction in that way. But always look at their website. They have really good support pages. And if you have a local Apple store, go in if you have questions. That's what they're there for. They're the experts. Ask. These guys are some of the most patient people I know. So, other than Blizzard employees, of course.
Yeah, we have 2 local Apple stores, and I go to the one over at Polaris a lot, and I love I love talking with the geniuses there. They're very friendly, and in fact, last September I got to go there. They were doing an Apple coding camp. My nephew went, but while they were there, they said, "Hey, any adults who want to stay around and watch the coding camp, feel free." So I did. They let me play with the Zephirah. I got to play with it for 3 days. It was so much fun. But yeah.
Yeah, like I sat in on a GarageBand class one time, and that was really fun. They have artists that come in and do that and make classes for that, and they do it for free for you most of the time. Of course, if you're going into for a repair, that's going to run into some money, especially with phones, especially high-end phones. So, I mean, is $29 expensive? No, but $79 might be for some people.
Absolutely. Mark Arment said that the $29 should be the permanent thing. So hopefully hopefully Apple listens to that, unless Apple buys Blizzard or Blizzard buys Apple.
Well, we all know Disney's buying everything.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that that's a reasonable expectation for anything other than the current model phone. That's what it should be. Now, if you have the current model, $79, foot down, you have to make money somehow, of course. I would want them to do that way. Like, that's the way that I would do it. Kind of moving forward. Current phone, $79, everything else, $29.
Well, and with that, AppleCare covers batteries. So if you spend $100 when you buy it, I think the iPhone X is more expensive, but if you spend that money in the first place, then you get free battery about a year or two after your stuff is through.
I think it's 2 years for the phones. I know for the computers, it's 3 additional, or it's 3 total. 3 additional or 3 total, I'm not sure, but I know it's about 3. And
cool thing about the computers is if you buy Apple adapters and equipment, as long as your computer has AppleCare, they will replace the like cables and adapters and things like that for free. You just have to have an active AppleCare on your Mac.
And if anything does really get too funky, with how they tag their devices with the serial numbers and all that, if let's say a certain series of batteries die or whatever, they will just replace it without any problems. If it's really funky or really bad to where it can cause a injury or whatever, they're really good about that too, especially if you ask to speak with an engineer. And if they find that based off of harm, they'll just replace it.
Not only that, if you do have, let's say you've gotten the Apple product secondhand, my mom did, and that Apple product was still linked to someone's Apple account, and they hit Find My Phone and lock the phone. My mom had to actually go to the Apple store and prove that it was her phone that she got off of secondhand, and they were able to unlock and all that. So make sure if you do get an Apple product, register in your own Apple stuff.
Yeah. Now, I think it is cool that the Find My iPhone is that lockdown. I mean, on wipe. But yeah, definitely make sure, because we had to, a while back, had to get an iPhone unregistered from something, and I had to prove to Apple that we owned that device. So, but I was impressed. I was very impressed. Speaking of a company that's could be a sister company of Blizzard, one thing I found interesting when watching Star Wars Last Jedi was the Porgs. You've seen the trailer of the Porgs, and like the little creatures. Well, I saw an article on why the Porgs are there. I mean, of course, it's Disney. So
I read this same article, and I think it was wonderful how they did it.
Yeah. So it is. So the island that everyone remembers at the end of Force Awakens, the island where Luke's there.
This isn't a spoiler, just FYI for those people who are worried about spoilers.
Absolutely. And all we're going to say is the end of Force Awakens, you've seen the trailer too. I mean, you've seen that and all that. But the island where they filmed it had all these puffins. And they were like, we could remove the puffins, but that would take too much work. What if we digitally modified and replaced the puffins? So they went in and said, okay, what would this planet's ecosystem be? And there's an article on StarWars.com about the Porgs. And I just thought, that is amazing. I mean, taking an idea and turning it into a creature in that world was just amazing. And again, I mean, it's part of it is it's cute enough to sell merchandise. It's Disney. What do you expect? Disney's, except for those Belle dolls that you talked about.
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a little bit more to it than them just removing all those creatures. That island is actually a endangered habitat for them.
Oh.
So they're on the danger list. This is why they couldn't just remove all these creatures. So they actually had to work with them without stressing these birds.
Okay.
So that's why there's more to it. It's that they've found another wonderful thing. And now think about it. A bird that you cannot move, touch, do anything with, and just let it be, and it's coming on your set and all this thing, well, that's how they kind of decided we're going to CG it. And that's why there is funny comedy reliefs between a character and these little creatures. And I'm trying not to spoil nothing, but there is a comic relief and it's really cute. And I think they did a really well job of incorporating these creatures into the movie without destroying their habitat.
Absolutely. And I think it shows one of the details that the new Star Wars leads are doing. And I think that if this is a sign of where Star Wars is heading, I am all for it. And this is why I love the new Star Wars.
Just don't let Medros hear you say that.
Oh, didn't like the new Star Wars?
It's Disney. He likes the new Star Wars. He's just not happy with it.
I can understand that. I was not happy to when Disney bought it. I mean, I like Disney. I've been to Disney parks and Disney cruise and stuff like that. But yeah, and I don't want Disney to buy Blizzard.
But look at the amusement park they could have done.
Well, yeah, that would be cool. I mean, but
I mean, me personally, it's like as long as Disney understands that Blizzard is its own thing, then things should be fine.
Look what Disney did with Marvel. They bought Fox to kind of get the Marvel whole franchise together, and then gave back the rights that Fox had bought back to Marvel.
Yeah, I'm going to go from the aspect that Blizzard is a gaming company, and look at how look at how Disney has trashed every single video game platform and property. Disney Infinity, Pirates of the Caribbean Online, Toontown Online, Club Penguin.
But I'm hoping they take the approach like Lady Amos said, like give it back to them. Like it is theirs. Let them do what they do because they are experts for a reason.
Okay, and
they've already been working on these systems way before.
That's good, because I saw an article about one of the reasons why Toontown Online got canceled was one of the servers were running out of one of the Disney data centers, and the books had been manipulated to make it look like Toontown Online was a expensive hog of the resources, and that's why one of the executives stopped Blizzard. Or not, I keep saying Blizzard. Stop Toontown Online. And again, there's an article on like the end of Toontown Online, which I enjoy Toontown Online as well.
And plus, if you stop and think about it, there are some loud minorities in the Blizzard hemisphere. And if it changes way too much, we will get loud. Very loud. And I'm going to be one of them. So,
yeah,
I will not be happy.
And one thing I like about Blizzard is that they're very open with their community, very transparent for the most part. I mean, we've had drought seasons of communication, warlords, but they've recently been very open, help flourish all these creators. That's one thing I think would be lost if Disney took over Blizzard. Right,
and that's where and Blizzard embraces that, and to where Disney does not. And look where it has got Blizzard and some of these people. Like, for example, I'm going to use a very good example of this. Lore, Josh Allen. We would not know of him if he didn't create that content and now works for Blizzard. Like, he is a prime example of that. And I'm like, thank you that he's here. Like, really, like, and he's very open about stuff too. He streams, great guy. Like, he doesn't always stream WoW either. It's like, but it's nice when he does, and he interacts with people. He even says, "Hey guys, come on and let's do this dungeon. Let's do a +4 or whatever."
Yeah, well, and Hannah Straw, Arcane Ratzel, she got hired by Blizzard after creating Blizzard art. Taryn Gregory, who's made some of the best cinematics in the game. He was a machinima artist before Blizzard hired him. I mean, so they bring in people who help foster it.
No, there's a lot of
Now,
really good creators.
Das Moose Gamer brings up an interesting point. Imagine if Azeroth was part of the Marvel universe, and we could have the Star-Lord come in to Azeroth. Anyway, let's move on before we come out the tangent of Blizzard buying Star Wars or not Star Wars. So, since this is the last episode of FrazlCast for 2017, we're not going away. Episode 36 will be next week. But I wanted to hear what your New Year's resolutions are.
We're supposed to have New Year's resolutions.
This was Zephirah had this idea. I've got a couple. If you don't have any, that's fine. But Zephirah, you have 10, I think.
Yes, 10, but the big 3. One not related to WoW, because I got a brand new Kindle here. I'm going to try to read 12 novels, geeky and or otherwise.
Nice.
The other thing that I'm going to do, or at least I'm thinking about doing, is blog rather than, or do some sort of videos related to, some sort of YouTube. I don't know, maybe related to WoW, maybe not. I'm still thinking about that one. But the one thing that I am going to do for WoW is level each class to max level, Horde and Alliance, with the new expansion. And I'm going to start working on tunes now. So I'm sort of already there, Alliance side. I just have to level them. I have all the specs or classes. I have to work on the Horde side a little bit.
Well, and 7.3.5 should help with accelerating the leveling.
Absolutely. And one non-WoW thing that's related to gaming is I haven't been very good at doing the daily quest in Hearthstone. Today I did, which was fantastic. But yeah, that's a thing. I'm going to see what this time next year kind of brings me with cards and stuff.
Nice. So I had a couple resolutions. 3840 by 2160. Cue laughter.
You nerd.
I'm going to continue producing my podcast consistently. Just because I've been enjoying this. So I'm going to keep doing it. Keep at my steps. I was talking with somebody, and I have been getting 10,000 steps every day since February 2nd or February 6th, 2016. That is 692 days so far.
Congrats!
Thank you. There are days that is incredibly difficult, but it's been one of the things that I love doing. Continue with my schoolwork. I just applied at a university. Working on the enrollment process right now, so like getting transcripts over there. I've got about 72 credits so far that I've earned, and I have a coach who will help me get them transferred into Thomas Edison. But I'm working on that stuff, so just moving along, getting my education, because it's in communications. So it makes sense. I'm doing a podcast. And Lady Emma, did you have anything?
Just staying awesome.
Yes, and I love it.
I tried to do New Year's resolutions and all that, and I don't stick with them. And they actually have proven that when you make them, you're more likely gonna fail them. So I am just gonna try and live my life the best possibly way I can, in the best positive way I can. Keep awesome people around me and just be happy and positive.
Nice.
See, you just awesomed all over the place.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. I'm just gonna vomit awesome everywhere, you know.
Rainbows and
Yeah, well, you guys actually probably have some good goals that you're gonna totally go for. I'm just gonna sit there, relax, and like, yep. If you guys fail, I'll just give you an alcoholic beverage, or Frazley's case, a non-alcoholic beverage.
well, thank you.
And we'll just sit there and we'll watch all the other people still struggling to keep their goals.
I love that. I love that. Being positive, being support when we need it.
Yep.
I love it. Well, and from the fans, we got nothing this week. I mean, we have people on Twitch, so thank you for the comments during the show. But you can email us at show@FrazlCast.com. We're not done. I'm just saying that going through the stuff. People can call us at 1-440-536-3711. And if you catch me on at a good moment, you might actually talk directly with Frazley. Oh my!
You want to do that?
I don't know, but the number goes to my phone, so it'll if I don't catch it on the first ring, then it'll go to voicemail. Tweet us at FrazlCast or leave us a voicemail on our voicemail page, FrazlCast.com/voicemail. We'll discuss your contributions on a future episode. So before we end the show, Zephirah had some really good thoughts.
So this was my thought, and we've lightly mentioned this earlier in the episode, but sometimes we get burnt out with the game. Holidays are still happening. Sometimes you're not really into it, and that's fine. But you're not ever alone in your sadness or your depression or whatever it is. Like, there's always resources for you. Like, for example, one of my favorite charities, To Write Love in Our Arms. Their statement is, regardless of what you may be facing, reaching out for help from a counselor or even a friend or hotline is the best place to start. There's suicide prevention hotline. That's always there. They have a website. Please use it. Another great one is Anxiety Gaming. They have a Discord. Don't hesitate to reach out, like, really, because they have a place where you can just vent. You can learn about them. You can donate to them. They even have a care application that you can go through. They have social media, Twitter, Facebook. The other thing is that even in game, if you report something, you see something, Twitter, Facebook, they have reporting tools. Even if you take a screenshot in game and send it via a DM to Blizzard CS, it will not go ignored. And even if, and I'm even going to throw this out there, and I've done this before in game, if you happen to find yourself a night where you just need somebody to talk to, make a character on Airy Peak, reach out to me. I would be more than happy to help you. We have a great community within CTR. CTR is our my guild that I'm an officer of. People who are willing to listen, I promise. You are worth the time and the energy to be here. If nobody has told you that they cared for you today, I do. I promise. I do. I care about you. And there's always somebody that cares. Don't think that we don't, because there is. Same thing with Frazley. We'll point you in the right direction. Even Lady Emma, she has Twitter. Reach out. We're here. I promise.
And we love to give hugs. Don't forget, we're a huge hug community.
And if you need to chat, definitely let any of us know. I know, someone on Twitter, Roxy QT, every day she posts a just a reminder saying, "You matter. You are loved. The world needs you." So, and don't be afraid to reach out to anybody. Anxiety Gaming has if you just need to vent, that you just go to anxietygaming.com/just-vent. And there are people out there who will be there for you no matter what. Tar and Think Tank. If you're struggling, They have an amazing Discord. Tweet them. Send in a letter to the show. I mean, to Tarn Think Tank. There are people out there who will be there. And if you happen to see somebody who is struggling on Twitter, or Facebook, or in game, by using the report function, it's not to shame that person at all. It is to let somebody at one of those services know, hey, that someone's having a hard time. Can you use the details that you have as the social network and get to them? And like Twitter will do everything it can to make sure that someone gets in contact with them. So I mean, look for people who are struggling. But if you're struggling, there are so many amazing resources out there and people who are willing and waiting to talk with you.
And never, ever feel scared to ask anyone for help. They might be able to relate or understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. People can relate what you're going through.
And there's friends for everyone, and never be ashamed to ask for help.
Absolutely.
I mean, and even if it's just like to reach out to somebody in game to be like, hey, man, I'm just having a hard time. You know, what's going on? Tell me about it. Like, it's cool.
Oh, definitely. And there are so many communities out there and so many different things to listen to, streamers to talk with. I mean, yeah, many great resources. I think with that, I will move us into the outro. So, Lady Emma and Zephirah, thank you all for coming to join us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We can find you. Where can we find you on the interwebs?
On the in game specifically, Airy Peak, convert to raid. I'm there constantly. Join CTR, LFO, and there. If I'm there, I'll answer you. I'm also on the Twitters, your Twitter machine, whatever you use. Zephirah _Zella, Zella, same way you see it here. But yeah, I'm around.
And I'm definitely always open to DMs, open to tweets. And you can find them also on the Sparkspan's Discord, sparkspan.com. Join the Discord, chat them up. And Lady Emma, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Lady_Emma. You can also find me on Area Peak as well, but my name's a little bit harder because I have the funny characters. But it is Lady Emma, but the A's for American keyboards, because I know codings can be changed for depending on PCs, not Macs. It's the Alt 160. So if you want to reach me in Area Peak as well, if you feel more comfortable typing that there, DM me, whatever, if you ever need someone to talk to or play. I have Steam. I have Here's a Storm. World of Warcraft's down right now, but it'll come back. Or even on the Wii U, if you just need someone to hang out with, so you don't have to talk if you don't want to, but you just want an escape, I'm here.
Nice. And if you're on the Switch, Zealot's on the Switch, so Zealot can play games with you. And you can find the show at FrazlCast.com. Get in touch with us. We love to hear from you. All the ways you can hear from us. I'm Frazley Sparkspan, if you didn't know already. Find me at Frazley.com, at FrazleyTastic on Twitter. So until next week, lines.
What? You're doing lines? Bad, Frazley. Bad.
No.
You know what? Instead of doing lines, why don't we have them go to YouTube and search Rise cover, and they'll hear that. We can't play it on the show, but yeah, David Crom is on that, so he has some pipes. Listen to that, guys. That's kind of like my anthem. So there you go.
Oh yeah.
Oh well. Sorry, I zoned out. My saying. Don't forget to eat my luck cookies.
Rainbows and unicorns.
Welcome to episode 19 of the Frazley Report. Today is Friday, December 29th, 2017. Reports are coming in of a Draenei that is holding up in a house on the broken shore. He refuses to leave, and anybody who comes near has him making hand motions claiming that they are using the Force. He is also waving around a sword while making sounds. The authorities warn everybody to call him Luke if you meet him. Tell him that your name is Han Solo or Princess Leia. In other news, Wintervale is ending soon. A problem in the Smokywood Pastures factory caused a batch of hearth stations to not operate. This caused a delay on December 25th, preventing Smokywood Pastures from giving a big batch of the gifts. They deceptively avoided the PR of this disaster by only giving it to anyone who had not picked up their gift last year. They gave it to new players and alts. They blamed it on a glitch that they claimed Blizzard had caused. A new shipment came in on Tuesday, December 26th, so make sure to pick up your hearth station before the event ends. Bitcoin experienced a slump last week. This was after the North American and European WoW tokens experienced a record high. Gallywix is now calling for WoW tokens to take over as the new cryptocurrency. He says that people can technically mine for Bitcoin already by selling ore on the auction house, and they can harvest minerals to sell on the auction house. This would fulfill the mining and farming that is currently in place with Bitcoin. Gallywix has been encouraging people to sell their Bitcoins and instead buy WoW tokens. The Kirin Tor, who also happen to be a watchdog organization, are urging people to be cautious with this. They are bringing up the point that Gallywix runs the auction house system, and he has a lot to earn from the sales of ore and minerals and WoW tokens. The Frazley Report would like to acknowledge that both Gallywix and Smokywood Pastures were prior sponsors, but terminated their contracts earlier this week after being dissatisfied with how we handled their ad reads. This has been the Frazley Report. I'm your lovable, or puntable, Gnome Frazley Sparkspan. You can find us at FrazleyReport.com. Until next year, be awesome. The next year is only like a day or two away, so it's not that long. FrazlCast is a fan podcast that covers Blizzard games. We are not affiliated with Blizzard Entertainment. Views expressed by the host and guests are their own. Some of the art, music, and sound effects come from Blizzard games and are owned by Blizzard Entertainment, Inc. No copyright infringement is intended.
Want more awesomeness every week? Visit weeklyawesome.com. Weekly podcasts to make your week better. Remember to smile and be awesome.